Hi everyone, welcome back after a brief pause on our channel here. So if you have not heard, I'm Danielle, the resident romantic. I'm one half of Friends to the Bookends. Lindsay, our fantasy fan, is the second half. It's been a little bit of a time. It's been, I think, like a month since Lindsay posted her last vlog, and maybe almost 2 months since I've been in a video. So what I'm gonna do for this one is I'm just gonna do hopefully a quick vlog. I'm gonna do a little bit of a life update so you guys kind of understand what's going on here, and then also give you guys my September TBR. It's very short, but you'll understand that when we get there. So first things first, my life update. I am someone who is always very open about mental health because I think that, for one, if people talk about their mental health stories, it can encourage other people to open up and talk about theirs, or maybe it can make people feel not so alone and hearing that other people that they know are going through something. I always think being open about mental health when someone feels comfortable about it is always a great thing, in my book. Also, it gives me a chance to kind of encourage everyone to go out and, see a therapist or get therapy if they're struggling through stuff, because I am such an advocate for mental health. I'm such an advocate for talking it out with someone. People don't realize just how much talking about it can even help with the issue. So, on June 11th, I had a sudden panic attack. I've never been known to have panic attacks before. I've never dealt with anxiety before. Those were never any things that I struggled with, but I had a sudden panic attack. My heart rate was incredibly high the whole night. I did go to the hospital for it. I will say everything turned out fine that night, as in I didn't need to stay at the hospital, which is good. That being said, ever since the panic attack, I have just had literally constant anxiety 24/7, from the big stuff to the small stuff. I'm not going to go into all of the specifics here because I don't want to bore you guys with my entire life, but it's been an incredibly jarring adjustment that I've had to make because of this. It's been difficult. I've had to change my work routine. I've had to change my life routine. I had to temporarily move back in with my parents. It's been a journey, and I'm not finished the journey yet, but I am to the point where I feel well enough to start recording and bringing content to you guys. There were 2 videos that came out after my panic attack that I probably looked a little different in. I didn't have makeup on, I didn't have my hair styled, I probably didn't have the same exuberance I normally had. If you could tell, that would be why. I kept joking with Lindsay. I was like, people are gonna think I'm like deranged or something. It was very hard just to even film those 2 videos, which is why it has been so long since we have posted anything. Well, since I have been in anything. I know Lindsay has posted a vlog or 2. I have been getting help with a therapist. I've been getting help with some medicine through my doctor, and we are on a solid trajectory for a positive outcome from this journey. It has been very eye-opening for me, and the reason I'm telling you guys this is because Lindsay and I always say that, we're doing this channel just to be able to unite with other book readers and talk about books. It's not like we're some superstar YouTuber who has to post every single day in order to get likes and subscriptions and all that stuff. The whole point of the channel is for fun, to get to know people. Even though I know it's just for fun and it's supposed to be low pressure, I felt like we've really started to kind of create this following. I think we're at 150 subscribers right now. Like, we have a solid following. We have consistent commenters. Like, we know whenever it's Tara or Catherine or anyone like that commenting, we're like, oh, there they are again. I can't wait to see what we're going to talk about this time. And it's such a beautiful community. And among worrying about literally everything, because that's what anxiety does to you, I started to worry that we would kind of lose this following because we're not posting as much. And I know I've been getting notifications that people are commenting on our videos, but I haven't had the mental strength to respond to them. So I want you guys to understand why we haven't really been as active as much. I do hope to be slightly more active, at least in vlogs. I don't know if Lindsay and I can do some actual videos together yet. I'll talk about that in a second. But you guys to me feel like a second family, whether you're seeing our channel for the first time right now watching this video, or whether you've been an OG person who has seen every single video that we've put out. It just feels like every single one of you is important to me and important to us, and it feels like you guys are all my friends and my family, and I miss being a part of this community with you guys. And so I don't want to lose this community that we've created. I don't want you guys to think that, oh, Lindsay and Danielle are just done posting. We're not. We're just taking a little hibernation break. So that is where I'm at. Again, I'm not really going to go into the specifics in this video about things I've been struggling with. If you do want to talk to me about it individually, you can feel free to DM us on Instagram, Friends Till the Bookends. I have no problem talking about it there. I just don't want to start sharing out all the details and boring you guys with it. So if you do have questions, or if you're someone who has been struggling with anxiety or panic attacks, or there has been depression that I've been dealing with as well with this, and you want to talk to someone, or if you just want to kind of hear my experience, like, I'm totally okay with that. I'm completely open with it. Also, as I said in the beginning, if you are someone who is struggling with anything, not just stuff I've been mentioning, and you've been hesitant to reach out and get help, hi, get help. It helps immensely. There were so many times where I was like struggling throughout this process, and I kept saying, how am I going to get through it? And looking back on it now, I'm like, I can see the light. I am getting through it. So it's going to be hard to get through anything that you're working through mentally, but I highly recommend getting help. It is the best thing out there for you. So that is my little spiel on that. Like I said, I'm such a strong advocate for mental health, so I will always support people reaching out and getting help. So that is that. So the reason that Lindsay and I might not be posting a few videos for a little bit is because the downside with the constant anxiety attacks I've been having is I have temporarily lost a lot of what makes me me. For the first month and a half, I wasn't even able to pick up a book, let alone like look at a book. I had no desire to read. I had no desire to really do anything. It was hard for me to laugh or smile. A lot of times I was literally just sitting on the couch, a bundle of anxious nerves. I have slowly been warming back up to reading. It has taken me about a month and a half to read one book, and I'm still in the process of reading it. So again, that's part of the journey. I'm getting there. But that is why Lindsay and I will probably not have videos together, because I haven't really read many books. Therefore, I can't really talk about them, which is unfortunate. But again, instead of looking on the negative, I'm going to look on the positive, and at least I'm here making this vlog. So this is a sign of progress. Also, Lindsay has started a new job. She is a teacher, if you didn't know it, and hey, school is starting. So she is crazy overloaded right now. So hopefully within a month or two, once I even out and she evens out, we can get some videos coming to you guys soon. Otherwise, you may just have to see me individually in some vlogs. So you have that to look forward to. I'm gonna go ahead into my September TBR. It's gonna be short because, again, it's taken me a month and a half to get through one book, and I'm not even done one book yet. So I don't want to be like, here's 10 books I plan to read in the month of September, when I can barely get through one book. So it's gonna be short. The first book on my September TBR is The Happy Camper by Melody Carlson. This is a cute little book. I bought this at a bargain outlet that I love to go to. It was one of the things that I made myself go out and do during this anxiety journey. And I saw this, I was like, this looks kind of cute. And that's what I want, is I want some happy, uplifting stuff right now. Like, I don't want anything heavy or anything. Usually I can deal with the emotional books, but I didn't want to deal with that. So I was like, okay, what is this about? And it is about Dylan. She currently, at the start of the book, lives in Colorado. She thinks she has a great job and a great boyfriend. And then in the span of 24 hours, she loses both of them. So she decides to essentially get a refresh on her life. She drives out to Oregon, which is where her grandfather lived. And I believe it's where she originally grew up a little bit. Her grandfather has a farm there, and her grandfather lost his wife probably about a year before this is taking place, and so she knows that her grandfather's really not doing the greatest living on his own right now. So she gets to Oregon, and it turns out that her mom is also there taking care of her grandfather. And there's really no place for Dylan to live. So her grandfather bestows upon her this little camper. It's run down, it really needs some TLC, and Dylan is happily putting in the work for it. She's getting it painted, she's redecorating it, and along the way, she meets Jordan, the cute, handyman hardware store owner who is also like a single bachelor or something like that. And what starts to be maybe a budding friendship slash flirtationship ends up possibly getting ruined because Dylan's ex-boyfriend shows up out of nowhere claiming he misses her and wants to change for her. It's a little bit of a love triangle, but it's also a little bit of like cozy finding my place in the world. And I think that's just a perfect book for me right now. I've slowly been working through it. I am about 2/3 of the way through. My goal is to finish it this week. Fingers crossed. The next book on my September TBR is The A to Z of You and Me by James Hanna. This is another book that I picked up at my bargain outlet. This is a little bit more of a serious one, so I don't know if I'm going to get to it. But basically, it says on the back, the A to Z game. For Evo, it's a way to pass the time, a way to avoid the pain, and a way to think about what really got him here. As far as I understand it, Evo is in hospice care. His hospice nurse had suggested that he thinks of a body part for every letter and think of memories connected to each one. We don't quite know what exactly is going on with Evo here, but we do know that he's had a hard life. So it's kind of like this raw unraveling of life where you start, where you end up, and kind of how to reflect on it. Like I said, it does sound a bit like a more serious one, so I may just hold off on that. I think there is maybe a little bit of romance in here because, duh, I'm the resident romantic. How are you going to give me a book and there's not going to be an ounce of romance in here? We will see. The third and final book on my September TBR is Anxious People by Frederick Brockman. This is not just to be ironic because I have anxiety. I had a hold on this like way before the panic attack, like months before, and it had recently come out and everyone was on the waiting list. So there was like 100 people in front of me. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna read it as soon as I get it because I'm dying to read it. And of course, my hold, like it came to me within the few days after the panic attack. And I was like, I'm not ready to start reading. I gotta send this back and like put my place back in line again. And my place came up a few days ago. I was not going to hold off on it because I know that this is such a talked about book. Like this is, I know the author has been getting a lot of great reviews, and this book itself is supposed to be really hyped up. So I was like, I'm not holding off anymore. Even if I have to force myself to read every single word of this book, I'm reading it, darn it. So you guys are going to hold me to it. I will read this in September. If you have not heard of it, it is a book about a failed bank robbery that turns an apartment viewing into a hostage situation and the subsequent investigation into it. It sounds like there's a lot of unique characters going on here, and I mean, hello, a failed bank robbery turned into a hostage situation at an apartment viewing. Like, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of layers to unfurl in this, and I am very excited to dive head into it. So those are the 3 books. Again, I would just be proud if I could even get through 2 books, let alone all 3. We'll see where it goes. I think that's going to be it for me. I will try and do a weekly vlog. I don't know. I'm just happy that I'm even doing this right now. This is progress for me. Probably more than you guys will ever know. This whole journey has been extremely a struggle, and I just am so thankful for my friends, my family, my boyfriend. They have been such a huge support line for me, and there have been so many days where I barely even crawl out of bed unless I have them kind of cheering me on, going, Danny, you gotta get out of bed, you gotta get some water, you gotta go eat. I can't even start to describe what my journey's been like, but I think this will ultimately make me a better person, and while I'm not happy I'm going through it, I'm happy I have so much to learn from it. So again, if you have anything that you want to talk to me about with mental health, or if you're going through something and you want to hear what I went through or anything like that, again, message us, DM us on Instagram at Friends to the Bookends. I will gladly talk to you about whatever's going on with you, whatever's going on with me. And also, in addition, get therapy. Talk to someone. Talk to a professional. Even if it's just like you've never done it before and you're having a rough day, that's fine. That is what therapy is there for. So that is my spiel. That is my September TBR as well. Please let me know down in the comments what books you're looking to read in September. Also, I'm trying to get into the fall vibe, so if anyone has like really strong fall recommendations, I could use that right now. I will hopefully catch you guys in our next video. Bye!